Lesa and I were out. We were actually going to go out to check my trail camera back in the back and fill my feeder. And she looked over here at this tree and noticed something was weird. At first she thought it was some tent worms or something, but we drove up in the Jeep and got closer and realized that it's a swarm of bees. So I'm going to try to capture them. I'm about 99.9% sure this is not one of my hives, and it is a little unusual that they would swarm this late, but you know, here you go. You know, the question I'm pondering now is, am I going to have to cut this limb, or can I just shake them into the hive? So we'll have to figure all that out in a minute. You know, hopefully I can get them, and I've got another hive, because you know, I've been having a rough year for bees, and it definitely would help to have another free hive. So here we go. So I'm going to try what I'm going to try to do. See, you don't never know where the queen's at. I'm going to just try to shake this limb and get as many of the bees down in there as I can, and then hope for the best. Now, the weird thing is, about 2 years ago I had a swarm on this very same tree, but it was at the base, and that swarm I wasn't able to get. You know, so I'm really kind of hoping that this one works out. Now what I've done is I've opened up the hive. I'm going to maybe take one more frame out. So I've got plenty of room to shake them in there. And once I get them in, I will put some of the frames back, just so I've got enough room to get them in. Well, here we go. It's actually a little scary, because you really don't know what you're doing, but the thing about bees that are swarming is they are about as docile as they'll ever be. They've filled up with honey when they leave the other hive, when they're looking for a new place to go, and so they're not really very aggressive. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give them some time, and I'm going to come back out here and check them before it gets dark, just to make sure they're not swarming back up. So I guess all in all, that was that was about as good as you could get under the circumstances. I didn't have to break the limb. It's been about an hour since I shook the bees into the hive, and the good news, I guess, is that they haven't swarmed back up on the tree. You know, I don't think it's unusual that there's still a bunch on the outside, because they're still sort of figuring it out. I see bees coming back and forth, you know, flying around. And I see a bunch of bees at the entrance, which I think is a pretty good sign. So I'm just going to leave them here overnight. And then tomorrow I will move the hive over to where the other bees are, and just keep my fingers crossed that we've got them. Well, I'm back out here again to check on this swarm. They've not left, but I'm a little concerned that it looks like most of them are on the outside of the hive, so I'm not sure what's going on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to suit up here in a second, and I'm going to pick the hive up and put it on the back of the Jeep and move it to where my other bees are. Then I'm going to look inside and see what's going on. Hopefully, there's some activity on the inside. That's where the queen should be. So we'll see how it goes. So here we go. Well, it's Saturday morning. It's been a couple of days since I tried to get these bees into the hive. I'm not sure why, but it looks like about half of them are on the outside, all clumped together. But there are some inside. I see them coming in and out. So what I'm going to do this morning is just go ahead and move the hive over to where my bees are, and just keep my fingers crossed that they stay. So here we go. Well, I gotta move, so I'm just gonna crack the top open and just see what's going on inside. So hopefully there's working in there. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to see. That's a great sign. All right, well, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that they stay, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go ahead and put a feeder on it so that they have a good head start. And I think I'll be done for now. Now, Lesa made me a batch of sugar water yesterday, so we're all ready to go this morning. This will kind of tide them over, especially since it's so late this summer. I'm not sure how the nectar flow is doing, but I want to make sure they have a good head start heading into the fall. Right. Well, so far so good, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed again, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm really hoping this hive takes, and I'll probably come back and check on it in a week or so just to see how they're doing. So appreciate you following along with us. So here we go.